Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the one and only Pop Culture Junkie here, and I am here today to share with you my predictions for the WWE Wrestlemania 34 taking place this Sunday only on the WWE Network. Now, we've been building up WrestleMania for the past several weeks. Ever since Fastlane ended, we've had nothing but Mania build up, and it's been interesting to say the least. They've done some things that are okay. They've done a lot of things that make us want to scratch our heads going, why are you making things so difficult? Why do you want to overcomplicate things? There's so many storylines going into WrestleMania this year that for some reason they just wanted to overcomplicate things and just really challenge themselves like they seem to like doing. Okay, they always want to make a challenge for themselves when they have a clear path from A to B that they could easily do and the fans will enjoy it and will pay the money to see it. But instead they want to say, no, we want to figure out a way to get from A to L and not worry about what's going to happen in between there. But that's just WWE's mentality. That's been the way they've been thinking for the past several years. Well, I'm here today to share with you my predictions for the 34th WrestleMania. That's right, this is number 34. We've had 33 WrestleManias. Unbelievable. It is this Sunday taking place in New Orleans. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be live in the arena. I've had the amazing pleasure of getting to attend a live WrestleMania. I was there at WrestleMania 25. It is an amazing experience. If you are able to, at least once in your lifetime, you should attend a WrestleMania live in person. It is a unbelievable experience you will not regret getting to experience, okay? But let's go ahead and get on to the actual predictions for the show. We have 13 announced matches that will be taking place somewhere in between the pre-show kickoff and the actual main card. Then we have another final match that's still up in the air. We'll get to that as we go through the predictions. All right, to start things off, we have already been told what matches would be taking place possibly on the pre-show. Number one, we got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Okay, honestly, the Memorial Battle Royal, it has not gone the way I thought it would. I thought this would be something that up-and-comers or certain wrestlers that were due to become the next star, like, okay, kind of like the King of the Ring back in the 90s when Owen Hart won the King of the Ring, you knew he was going to get a push. When Stone Cold won, when Triple H won, etc. It seemed like that's what they were doing with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but everyone that has won has not really done anything, okay? Look at the last 2 years. Baron Corbin and Mojo Rawley. Exactly what have they done differently since they won those matches, okay? What has changed, okay? Baron Corbin had a cup of coffee holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he botched the cash-in. Mojo, what has he done except on and off feud with his former tag partner, Zack Ryder? Okay, really. My pick for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, if Samoa Joe does not make a surprise entrance, I'm going to say it's going to be either Matt Hardy or Dolph Ziggler. Those are my two picks. Final four, probably going to be Matt Hardy and Dolph Ziggler, and possibly Bray Wyatt, and then maybe Baron Corbin. Yeah, my picks for that one will be Matt Hardy or Dolph Ziggler. Next up, we have the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Okay, we've had some controversy on that already, just with how they first named it the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, and then they had to quickly change that. And even though they got rid of the name and they got rid of the trophy with the image of her on it, instead we're stuck with a trophy that looks like the reproductive system of a woman. It makes no sense. I don't see how any of the women are happy to be given that as their prize. Now, so far we've only had a few women announced who will be participating in the Women's Battle Royal. I'm assuming there's going to be at least 20, possibly 30 participants, and we only have a few so far listed. I'm sure there's going to be several from NXT. There might even be a few legends. You might get Trish or Lita, Candice Michelle, Tori Wilson. They may show up since they all showed up at the Royal Rumble. My pick for this one is going to come down to, I believe, Final Four will be Natalya, Becky Lynch, Sasha, and Bayley. And I think Sasha's going to finally, hopefully, turn full heel and she'll eliminate Bayley last. I think that's the smart way to go. You got to get some heel heat back on Sasha. I thought she was an amazing heel when she was in NXT, and of course they had to cool her off whenever she got to the main roster, which is just something they do every time. I don't understand why they can't let a star come into WWE's main roster from NXT and continue on the momentum they already built up for themselves in NXT. I don't get it. But that's my pick. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks. And then our last match for the pre-show, we have the finals of the vacated WWE Cruiserweight title, which of course Enzo Amore, former champ, was stripped of the title after he was suspended for everything going on in the real world. But the finals are going to be Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. I like both participants, but my money's going to be on Cedric Alexander being the winner here. All right, so on to the main card. And this is in no particular order. So we have the mixed tag match of Kurt Angle and the debut of Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Now, I wish they had had Ronda do at least a couple of squash matches on Raw so you could at least get an idea of where she is in the ring as far as her wrestling skills. I think she can definitely pull it off. She's a gifted athlete. She's been successful in the Octagon and in the Olympics and such, so she's definitely going to do fine with the physical part of the job. I definitely think she needs to really work on her timing with her promos. Whatever they're giving her as far as a script, I think it's hurting her like a lot of people. Whenever she was in UFC, she could talk. Whenever they would do their UFC conferences leading up to a fight, she was just fine on the mic, and she doesn't need to be scripted, even though that's the way WWE does things. So my pick for this is going to be Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. I'm sure we'll get a lot of Kurt Angle versus Triple H, and Ronda and Stephanie will be on the apron for a while. But honestly, Ronda needs to put Stephanie in her place. Stephanie McMahon has been involved in other feuds and rivalries in the past several years, and she just never gets what's coming to her. And so I hope finally Ronda Rousey will be the one to put her in her place. Then we have Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon teaming up against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And if Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon lose, then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be brought back to the main roster, brought back on, hired again. But we do have a superstar shakeup coming up soon. So obviously, if they've been saying on SmackDown, this is going to be the last time you ever see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's like, fine. That just means they're going to go to Raw then, because they're not going to get rid of them, obviously. It's a storyline. But Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, I could see something happening where either Daniel Bryan turns on Shane, joins up with Sami and Kevin. Something else that could happen would be Daniel Bryan purposely loses and allows them to stay on for other reasons. Okay, it could be anything like that. At the same time, it makes no sense to have Daniel Bryan finally return to the ring only to lose his first match back. So for my pick, I'm going to say Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon will win, and then Owens and Sami are going to show up on Raw the next night. Then we have our triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Usos defending against New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers. Last year we were treated to several matches between the New Day and the Usos, and it was very entertaining, but it ran its course. And to me, the New Day itself has run its course a long time ago. I'm ready for the New Day to split up and break apart. I'm ready for Kofi and Big E to get their singles push, the proper singles push. At least get them into the mid-card, win some U.S. and IC titles, but really they could be in that top picture. I'm not saying that they are going to win a world title, but they could definitely be contenders. So my pick for this, though, I have to say the Usos deserve a win. The Usos have not been on a main WrestleMania card match ever, I think, is what the storyline they're going with. And they deserve this moment. They deserve to go into WrestleMania champions and retain. So I'm picking the Usos. Next we have the Raw Tag Team titles of Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar, versus Braun Strowman and a mystery partner to be determined. So everyone's wondering who is going to be his partner. We had a silly gimmick that I hated on Raw this past week where Braun Strowman came out, pretended to be somebody else called Brain Strowman, his brother, just by wearing, nerdy glasses and a shirt that, it was bad. I didn't care for it. People are saying, okay, he's going to show up and he's not going to have a partner and he should just hold the tag titles himself if he wins, which I think would be fine. That'd be entertaining. It would be something different. There's also the rumor that Alexa Bliss, his mixed match challenge partner, will come out and join him, and she'll just stand on the corner while he wins the titles and she just is a champion. And it'll be our first time ever having a male and female hold the tag team titles. That'd be interesting. And there's also a strong rumor of a certain list of returning wrestlers that haven't been around in a while. There's Big Show, there's Big Cass, there's Samoa Joe, etc. I think Braun Strowman needs to win the titles, and whoever his partner is, whether it's himself alone or Alexa Bliss or any of the other three I just mentioned, I think it's got to be Strowman that wins the match. Next, we have SmackDown Women's Title match. Charlotte Flair defending against the undefeated Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble winner. This match is going to be awesome. I can't see this match being anything except amazingly good and very entertaining. Very much looking forward to this one. I don't see Asuka losing. I don't see any reason for her to lose at WrestleMania, finally break her streak. She needs to win the title, and whenever she does lose her streak, that's when she loses a championship. She was an undefeated NXT champion for her whole time there, so she needs to win the WWE Championship title belt and hold on to that. And then once the right person comes along to take her title, that's when her streak ends. So my money is on Asuka. Also, everyone's asking, is there a chance of Carmella cashing in? I definitely see Carmella possibly coming in during the match, similar to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. Carmella will come in while the two ladies are down, like knocked out. She'll cash in and join up as a triple threat. And there's a big, strong possibility that Asuka ends up pinning or making Carmella tap out, and then Charlotte loses her title without actually being pinned or submitted, and she still saves face that way. I think that's a smart way to go. That way you get rid of the Money in the Bank briefcase from Carmella. You don't have to worry about if she's going to cash in or not and how she's going to, do the cash in. And you can just focus on Asuka with a real challenger feud leading with, of course, Charlotte getting her rematch and then later on with others. Next, we have the Raw Women's title match. Alexa Bliss defending the title against Nia Jax, her former best friend, who she just recently started picking on and calling her fat and blubbering and all that. This was so forced, okay? The storyline seems so bizarre. Nia Jax has been a heel for the longest time now. Now, all of a sudden, just because Alexa Bliss and Mickie James started making fun of her behind backstage area, now Nia Jax is supposed to be a good person just because she was, being called fat and such. This storyline was just forced too much, I think. I think there was other ways they could have gotten to this matchup. Considering the fact that Alexa and Nia had been on again, off again friends, okay? Nia Jax turned on Alexa Bliss just less than a year ago on Raw. There was a moment on Raw where Nia Jax had Alexa Bliss up on her shoulders celebrating, and then she just slams her on the ground, and you're like, oh, she just turned on Alexa. But nothing led to it then. They just, became friends a few weeks later, and I guess it seemed like the creative team just forgot about that. The way I see it, Nia Jax has to win this match, okay? She was being picked on and bullied, and the bully has to get what's coming to them, so Alexa is going to lose. I don't think Nia Jax is going to have a very long title reign. I could see her easily dropping the title the next night on Raw. Next up, we've got the Fatal 4-Way U.S. title match. Randy Orton defending against Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev. This match is another one that I think will be fun, but I'm not really looking forward to it. Number one, of course, I'm not the biggest fan of Randy Orton's. I'm not a fan of his at all. I think Jinder Mahal has done okay, but I don't see why he got thrown into this match at the last minute. Roode needs to turn heel. I want to see him go full heel on everybody in this match. And the sad thing is, looking at the participants, everyone in this match should be a heel, and pretty much is. Rusev, however, has been getting very popular, okay, with the Rusev Day gimmick, and that's the reason I'm picking him to win the match. He needs to have a good run, finally. He keeps on having to be a jobber for a lot of times, and it doesn't make sense when his momentum has been building and building. It's reached the point almost where, just like Daniel Bryan prior to WrestleMania 30 was just getting his yes chant all the time, he's getting cheered like you wouldn't believe. Now, Rusev, his chant is being chanted at other promotions, okay? Not just WWE shows or house shows or SmackDown or NXT. His Rusev Day chant can be seen and heard in other shows like TNA or Ring of Honor and such, okay? That gimmick is over. They need to run with this and push Rusev strong. So I'm going with, I think I need to see Bobby Roode turn heel and really act like a heel during this match, and then somehow Rusev gets the win. Wait, maybe Aiden English helps him out. That's fine, because Aiden English and him are, in cahoots together, so they should help each other. So I hope for Rusev to win. Then we have the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. The Miz defending against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. This match is definitely going to be an amazing one. It's going to be very good. All three can definitely go in the ring. For the longest time, I thought it's going to be Balor, but I had to say my pick now is going to be Seth Rollins. I'm going with Seth Rollins winning the title. Some people think Miz is going to retain, but honestly, he just had a kid with Maurice. They just had their baby. I'm getting the feeling he's going to want to take some time off and spend that with his family, so he could lose the title at Mania, take some time off, come back in 3 or 4 weeks leading into the next pay-per-view, and then get his rematch, okay? something like that. And then hopefully, though, Rollins wins the title and has a good run, which he could rematch against Miz and retain, lead into a Balor Rollins feud, and one of them wins or retains either way, and so forth. But I think Rollins is going to win. All right, then we have our two main events now. So our first one, we have the WWE Championship title match of AJ Styles defending against the 2018 Royal Rumble winner Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, everyone out there is going, "Oh, this is the match for the indie darlings and the smarts and the marks and so forth." I'm like, you know what? This match is going to be for everybody. This match is going to be amazing. Both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura can go like you wouldn't believe. They are both very talented wrestlers, and I expect nothing but a full 5-star experience from this, okay? I hate to build it up that much and then let anyone down, but I expect these guys to really just tear the house down. Now, who's going to win? I honestly have no clue. It could go either way, 50-50. Either way, we are going to win because we're going to have an amazing match to watch. Now, if I had to, pick a winner right here, I'm going to say AJ Styles. I would like to see AJ Styles retain and continue with a long run as WWE champion. I think he still should have never lost the title to Cena at last year's Royal Rumble. He should have still been champion. Then, if he had never lost the title and he was still champion to this day like he is right now, then yes, I would pick Shinsuke to win because that would make it all more special for Shinsuke to win a long time running champion. But my money, I'm going to go with AJ Styles. All right, finally, we got the last match, probably the last match of the night. We'll see. Who knows? Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, defending against Roman Reigns. Now, this match, of course, a lot of people are excited about. A lot of people are not excited about. I'm one of those that I just don't even care anymore because it's one of those things. I remember 10 years ago where I had seen enough. I was done with Cena, okay? Cena had been pushed down our throats for the first 3 or 4 years. And every single time you thought he was going to lose that title, nope, he didn't lose that title. And, well, same thing. Every time you think they're going to get rid of Roman Reigns out of that title picture, they throw him right back in there. Vince McMahon has chosen his golden boy. The storyline for this has been bad, in my opinion. You have Roman Reigns coming out there claiming, "Hey, Brock, everyone knows you're Vince's boy." And it's like, dude, no, you are Vince's boy, okay? There's no fooling anyone. And even though they have your casual fans that usually attend Monday Night Raw and the house shows and so forth, at WrestleMania, you're getting the hardcore wrestling fans who cheer who they want to cheer, boo who they want to boo. And even though they try to twist it around the next night on Raw where they say, "Okay, guys and gals, this is the night where it's Bizarro World. Fans cheer the good guys, and then they also cheer the bad guys. It's bizarre. It's crazy." A superstar like Roman Reigns, who should be cheered at all times, the day after WrestleMania, that audience wants to boo him just because it's fun. It's like, no, dude, they just don't really like him, okay? They know who they want to be in the title picture and who they want in the matches. And Roman Reigns, again, it's not going to work, in my opinion. It's not going to work. They're going to make him the champion. He's going to come out on Raw the next night. He's going to be booed out of the building again. He will be booed out of the building at Mania as well. If that's the final match, if that's the last thing we're stuck with, is Roman Reigns holding the Universal title up in the middle of the ring as the pyro and fireworks finally go off, which, by the way, hopefully we get a lot of pyro and fireworks since we haven't had any for the entire year now. It's ridiculous we don't get any pyro even on a Raw or SummerSlam or whatever. There should be pyro at every show, okay? They can afford it. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and go with Roman Reigns, okay? It's also been rumored and almost pretty much confirmed that Brock Lesnar is trying to go back to UFC. Why? I don't understand, okay? The man himself is 40 years old. He tried to go back 2 years ago, and he got busted for having some stuff in his system he should have had. And so his last fight got thrown out, and he was suspended. And now he's still going to be on suspension the whole time because he's got to be tested for a long time before he can even fight again. So it just makes no sense, dude. And I'm not saying I want Brock Lesnar to stick around necessarily. If Brock Lesnar sticks around, fine, but don't give him a title. Okay, don't give him a WWE title, a Universal title, whatever. Do not give him a belt because we're only going to see it like 3 times a year. And what happened to the 30 days or you lose the title, okay? You got to defend the title every 30 days or you lose it. What happened to that rule, okay? I miss those days. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with Roman Reigns winning the Universal title. If they swerve it and they change it on us, I will be so impressed and amazed. But again, we don't have Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase this year. There's no other way this is happening except Roman Reigns pinning Brock, whether it's in controversial fashion or not, and then keeping the title for probably the next 6 months, 8 months, who knows, whenever it is till SummerSlam maybe. All right, so finally, that is the full card that has been announced. 13 matches. It's going to be a full stacked card. However, there is still one more match that is rumored to take place. How about that? This is unprecedented. We've never had a WrestleMania match not announced prior, excluding, I guess, Hogan beating Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Okay, who saw that coming? No one did. We have John Cena, who has been taunting and challenging The Undertaker to come out of semi-retirement. Okay, sort of. They've never said that he was retired, but that's what they are implying. But Cena has been challenging The Undertaker to show up and to fight and have a match at Mania. But instead, he'll now just be a fan at ringside and enjoy the show with everyone. So the question of the night will be, is Undertaker going to show up, and is he going to have a match against John Cena? Well, we know Kid Rock is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame the night before, or the 2 nights before on Friday. So obviously, if you think back to the year 2000, whenever Undertaker came back as the American Badass, he was using the American Badass song by Kid Rock. And so, of course, there's the expectation of Undertaker's going to show up in the biker gear with Kid Rock's song playing, and then, you know, some kind of impromptu match. We'll see. If it happens, cool, okay? I love The Undertaker. I've been a fan of his since he showed up at Survivor Series 1990, and I would be totally fine getting to see him again on a WrestleMania show. Do I think that it'll be a good match with John Cena? Absolutely. They're both talented, and they both know how to sell, and they know how to do very little and still make an impact, okay? So either way, they're both going to be protected. The match will be good. I'd love to see the American Badass character back, okay? I love that character, actually, so I'm happy to have that part of the show. Who's going to win? It's got to be Undertaker, okay? John Cena does not need to win. Undertaker does not need to lose, okay? There you go. It's going to be Undertaker if they do have the match. All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, there you go. There are my WrestleMania 34 predictions. Crammed them in there as fast as I possibly could because this is a stacked card. Lots of matches, lots of elements involved. Share with me below in the comments section. Let me know what your thoughts and predictions are for the show. Who do you think's going to show up? What do you think's going to happen? Please tell me. Before we wrap this up, I sent out a tweet like I always do and asked some people out there, hey, send me questions and topics, anything you want me to bring up or address in the video here. And some people were kind enough to do so. We're going to go through these and I'll answer the questions. Let's see here. We've got Steel Blondie. She asked, who do you think is going to be Braun Strowman's partner? And who would you like to see as his partner, if not the person you think it will be? Okay, very interesting. I think, honestly, if they do go with a partner, it's going to be the Big Show. He was just re-signed to a new contract, which I didn't understand because he really hasn't done anything in the last however many years now, of any importance at least. But I think it's going to be Big Show. I think he'll be the surprise partner. Who would I like it to be? I'd like it to be Samoa Joe. Just so we can have Samoa Joe and Strowman as a tag team. Those two would be awesome. And I'd like to see both of them have some gold finally. So that'd be nice. Josh Floberg, he asked, what match would you put on last? Okay, if I had the choice, it would be either Asuka versus Charlotte. I think that match could definitely close the night. Or you need to put AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. It's the WWE Championship. This is the main title for WWE, and he's defending the title against the Royal Rumble winner. That right there makes it the main event, so that should be the closer. That should end the show. Josh also asked, what match at Mania could steal the show? There's a lot of possible matches that could steal the show. You have the IC triple threat, you have Shinsuke and Styles, you have Asuka and Charlotte, you have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, and Shane McMahon. Okay, look at last year, Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. That was an incredible match, and everyone had to follow it, and they really were not able to outdo that match. That was the best match of the night, in my opinion, last year, was Styles versus Shane McMahon. Now you have Shane McMahon tag teaming with another all-time great, Daniel Bryan, against two of their top guys they have right now, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So that could also steal the show. So there's lots of possibilities there. Samantha S., she asked, who would be the biggest return at WrestleMania 34? I think the biggest return for me would be for the Bar versus Strowman with a mystery partner. The biggest surprise for me would be if James Ellsworth came out to be Braun's tag team partner, because there you have it. That's who James Ellsworth was feuding with when he came in as a jobber. Was Strowman. Strowman was, of course, squashing all these jobbers, and Ellsworth was one of those jobbers, and that's how he got his start in WWE. Was being a very standout jobber, and then eventually got signed to a contract. Okay, it's just funny how it would come full circle that way. I think that'd be an awesome surprise to see. All right, everyone, thank you so much for those questions and topics to bring up anytime I do these prediction videos and recaps as well. I'll send out a tweet to let you know when I'm recording, and that way you can send me any questions or topics or comments that you want to share and bring up on the video. Okay, well, hey, thanks so much, everyone out there, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as always, and I hope you enjoyed the pay-per-view itself. I hope you enjoyed the entire weekend of wrestling. There's Hall of Fame, there's Takeover, there's Wrestlemania. If you're in New Orleans, there's tons of things going on there. There's all kinds of appearances and WrestleCon and so many other things going on. So it's going to be an awesome weekend. WrestleMania weekends are always fun. So hopefully everyone out there enjoys it, and I hope you enjoy the show. And make sure also follow along with me on Twitter, Pop Culture Junk 2. Links are below in the description of every video. But I'll be live tweeting during Hall of Fame, Takeover, and WrestleMania, of course. So if you want to see what my comments and thoughts are and share with me and discuss with me and share with me yours, do so. All right, guys and gals. Hope you have a great time. I'll talk to you later. This is the one and only Pop Culture Junkie, and I'm signing out.